I'd better take you home.
Why must you always push me away?
You wouldn't want to get close to me. Not if you knew what I was really like. Pal, you picked the wrong chalet to terrorize.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about Marvel's Angel. Oh my goodness. The day that this guy was announced, he quickly became what was going to be one of the highlights of this year, and we're only in March. The question, of course, is does he live up to our admittedly high expectations? Our high expectations. I'm not going to edit that. So yeah, we're going to talk about him right now. So you can see Angel here rotating on the ludicrously expensive Spinatron 5000, a really beautiful set with the great artwork on the back, just a gorgeous looking package. But then we get him out of the box. I chuck in a little flight stand and oh my goodness, this is a striking boy right here. The wings are, of course, the big, huge selling point, and they just look stunning. But there's a whole bunch to talk about with this guy. So let's talk about it. So here is Warren Worthington III, and he just looks like a popping, eye-catching, gorgeous figure to have on your shelf. Not perfect though, so we're going to talk about the different elements. But on the whole, they've just, it's the wings that are the biggest selling point. So we'll just address these first. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. They plug and port into the back, and as you can see, they hold their position. These are big, heavy wings right here, and I was totally expecting them to just flop down, but they don't. They actually stay in place with 3 different points of articulation. So if you want to, you can fold them right back down. So if he's just, standing on the ground talking to his X-Men, then he looks like he's, perfectly comfortable. And then just, you can splay them out like this. And it's not just the extension articulation that you have, but you can bend them at the back here. There's the hinge at the back, so you can have them sort of right up high together or way out to the sides. This is just so much fun. It's a aesthetic beauty to play around with these. My only worry is that I'm thinking, geez, how am I going to fit this guy in the Detolf when I eventually reunite him with the X-Men in my display and have him there soaring over the Sentinel in battle? I'm like, geez, I'm going to have to really try and fudge these wings in here. Don't worry, I'll manage. But when you look at the detail on these things here, this is where the money's gone with this set. The individual bits of sculpting on every single fiber of the wings, it's just stunning. And it's got this dark wash on there, I think, which brings out every little bit of nuance and detail. The word I would use is painstaking. A painstaking amount of time and effort was clearly put into every single feather on these wings. So when you look at it under a microscope, you can see how much work. Look at the smaller section, all the little feathers that go in here. It brings him to life. It makes him feel real. It makes this feel more high-end. It's really, really lovely. I dig it. These wings, again, looking at it from the front as well, because it's got these different sections, each one kind of makes it look more three-dimensional and just real. I adore this. I really do. The more I look at it, the more I just think, Hasbro, you really nailed this. You really did. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to fold the wings down now so we can take a look at the rest of the body. Because unsurprisingly, the rest of the body is just nothing to write home about. It's nothing that you haven't seen before. It's the Vulcan body. I want to say, I'm terrible with identifying these things, but it's pinless, which is great, which makes me think it must be the Vulcan body. So that in itself is terrific, but there's no extra sculpting on the body. If they wanted to go the extra mile, you could have always sculpted the white parts separately, make it feel a little bit more raised. They didn't do that. It's just a repainted buck, which is a bit of a missed opportunity, but at the same time, you know, you're working with a budget. It would have been nice to have had the halo sculpted too, but I'm spitballing on things that could have upped the ante a bit. What I will say though, is that the paintwork is crisp and smooth. The lines are all fine. There's no overlapping or smudging or smearing or anything. That's terrific. But again, with the Vulcan body, kind of like I said with my Sabretooth review, the disc waist, I hate. I hate it so much because I just feel it feels old. This feels like an action figure from 2015 as opposed to the year of our Lord 2024. So that's a little bit of a caveat. It feels like we should be moving beyond this type of standard. The standard should be a little bit higher because let's face it, the prices are a little bit higher. We all have to tighten our belts right now, so you want to feel like you're getting a little bit more bang for your buck. So I would have liked a more modern body for this guy to go on. But that ain't the case. But we do have two different heads. And that's something I can get behind. But just like with every other 2-pack that I've been talking about, this isn't a 2-pack, but nonetheless, we've got two heads that are just so similar. The fact of the matter is, I'm going to have Angel in a battle scene. He's going to be with the X-Men, and to be fair, there's like about 12 X-Men in my display and 1 Sentinel, so they're going to be mugging this poor Sentinel. And neither one of these faces say, I'm flying into battle. This face is just saying, I'm standing in line at the post office to, you know, cash a check. Gosh, that's a dated reference. Do people cash checks anymore? Kids, ask your parents. And then we've got the smiling face. I think the smiling face is great, but if we had the smiling face and a going into battle kind of face, I don't think anyone would be getting upset going, oh, but where's his neutral face? If you want a relaxed Angel, you want a team picture type Angel, like this is fine. You know, if a slight smile on his face, you don't need a plain neutral face. So this expression feels kind of surplus to requirements. I feel like you could have done more. Plus, also, the hair. Like, if you're going to do a different head, maybe give us a slightly different hair with, you know, the hair sort of blowing in the wind. Because, again, he's soaring through the air, but this hair is, you know, it's kind of picture perfect. He must be using some pretty good gel. So that's something you could have done to made more value for your extra head. But one thing I didn't even notice at first until someone pointed it out when I was opening these on the live stream, the mask is of course slightly different as well for each one. So this one with the smiling face, he's got the extra kind of points and angles. It comes further down his nose. It is more bird-like. It has more of a bird kind of theme to it with the points and the lines. I kind of dig that. Although honestly, I prefer this one. I think it feels more X-Men-y. It's more just angles, and it kind of fits a bit more with that sort of Cyclops Gambit kind of headpiece sort of look. So I think I prefer the cut of this mask, but I much prefer the smiling face on this one. But both of them together are two perfectly good heads. I just feel like this one's a little bit surplus to requirements. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. So he's a great looking Angel, and it just makes me desperately want a new Archangel. So, you know, do the same amazing job, but with metal wings. Oh, that would be great. Then give me the blue skin, the blue style costume. That would be my ultimate Angel figure. In the meantime, though, this more happy-go-lucky, brighter days Warren Worthington, I think he is pretty beautiful. He's also got different hands as well. So he's got the fist hands, and he's got these sort of slightly kind of, I don't know what they're doing, but he's got these hands, and they're nice. But since he's a flying character, the flipper type hands, that would have been nice. If you could have thrown in those as well, it would have, again, just raised the value of the figure. But I'm not going to gripe and grumble too much, because these hands, they're perfectly good for flying as well. So with that all considered, let's give this guy a grade. So for the Deluxe Angel, I'm going to give this guy 3.5 stars out of 5. Definitely above average. Those wings are absolutely beautiful. But I feel like he could have done more with the second head. The flat hands for flying would have been nice too. And honestly, just a new, updated, modern male body with better articulation in the waist would have really tipped this guy over the edge into the 4.5 star line. And gang, that does it for my review of Marvel's Angel. What did you think about the character? Comment below. Let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you gotta do. You gotta join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. If you want to go one step beyond and helping the channel, you can do by picking up one of these badass t-shirts from Into the AM. They have a whole bunch to choose from. If you click my link in the description below, then you get 10% off. And it really helps out the channel because the sponsor goes, oh hey, people are actually watching Model Behavior and then buying our shirts. We should continue to sponsor this guy. So gang, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior.
Cup of coffee. Big time